we've been thinking about the English title of this film for a long time, and not until the end, by chance, I went to HMV and picked up a CD by of Brian Ferry's, and there's a tune in it called "In the Mood for Love," and I think, well, actually, what we are looking for is the mood of the film. It is not the mood of the film, but the mood of that period. Funny, but when you're near me. I've been working with Maggie and Tony before, and they know the way I work, and also my second film is also it's called Days of Being Wild, and it's a film happened in the 60s, and both of them are in the film, and but the approach this time is quite different because. In my second film, it is more like we create a 60s of Hong Kong in that film. But this film, I think we want to try a very, the approach is different. It's more realistic. And I want to create the environment, the periods, by details. And so we spend a lot of time to find the right elements, you know, the way they walk, the way they talk, and I, not only for them, but also for me to go back to that period. I'm a script writer before I make my own films, and I hate writing. And also I think to have a script and then shoot it is very boring, and because you have to imagine all the details in your mind and write it down is a process that which I hate. And also for a lot of people, they will, for instance, an architect, he will make a building, and then he think, well, in front of the entrance there should be a trees, then he put that trees in front of the entrance. But in my case, I would like to have the trees first, because I have a piece of land, a trees, and I think, well, there should be a building behind the trees. So I need all these segments in my mind, and then I put it into a film. And so I just want to make each process of making this film as interesting and exciting as possible. So that's why I always have a lot of segments, and then I put it together. And that's why sometimes I always started with a film with different short stories.
During the shoot, I was very like frustrated with the length of the shoot, because it just went on and on and on, and I couldn't see an end to it. And there was just no limit, it just kept going on. And then I felt, come on, you know, we have to finish this somehow, but somehow we couldn't really find the core of the film until like the very end. But now everything's done, and I've seen the film, I really felt that I couldn't have played the part the same way as I did if the film happened in 3 months. If the first 3 months that we were shooting and that was it and it finished, this character, or the way I presented this character, would be something else. And I know I would be very upset if that was the case. So in many ways, I'm very grateful for the length of the film, because, I mean, to look at it rightly, not many films or actors would have a chance to have a year or over a year for you to really understand the character, or to just to get used to who you are when you're on the set. And for this film, I think the length of it was very important. I think she is a very shy person, but that's obvious. She doesn't express her feelings, but that could be because of the period that she's from, you know, a Chinese woman in the 60s. so that she's very closed up. She wouldn't show her feelings. She's a very unhappy woman, I think. Nobody told me this, but that's how I think she's unhappy with her life, but she's always trying to look for something in her life, but she's trying to be a good woman. That's why her life is not that happy, because when you're trying to be good, it's never happy. And she wants to be a good wife, somebody with a career, to do well, but somehow all these pressure is preventing her to look for her real happiness.